A little recap about RIP. RIP is a distance vector routing protocol, dynamic routing protocol, distance vector routing protocol. Bellman-Ford algorithm,
Yes.
metric hop count.
Yes.
So we will cover more about hop count in a bit. Right. So when intra-domain routing protocol.
Administrative distance.
Administrative distance is
120.
Fine. And further, when a router advertises a directly connected network, it advertises it with a hop count of 1. The next router, the neighbor who receives it, installs it with a hop count of 1. But when it further advertises down the line, it adds 1 and advertises it.
Yes.
Right. Further, we have studied this. Up till now, what we have covered is RIP version 1. In that, we say RIP packets are encapsulated in UDP, having source port and destination port 520. Further, the RIP header is 4 bytes or 1 word, and each network that it advertises requires 5 words or 20 bytes. And in all, in a single update, it can send how many? 25 such things. 25 times 4 is, 25 times 20 is 500. 500 plus 4 is 504. Plus 8 is 8 what? Bytes of UDP. This gets encapsulated in IP. Protocol number 17. Source IP is the interface IP address through which it is going out. Destination IP or 255, 255, 255, 255. This then further gets encapsulated in Ethernet type 0800 and destination OS. This we are clear. Up till now what, and then we have also studied the case of passive interface, where you do not want, there is no router connected on that side, or you do not want the RIP information to go that side. It doesn't mean that you are not receiving information, you cannot receive information. Basically you are trying to avoid sending anything out on that side, because there is no one interested in listening to RIP. Okay, that's why. Okay. I want to elaborate something more. We covered something yesterday. We were exploring something, we wanted to clear up some concepts, so we will be covering some things. Let us say this is here, and then further, before I go into this, you have also done some practicals where you have seen the case of 2-3 practicals you have done, right? Last one I remember where you saw multipath. Right? Where you can have maximum of 4 paths. Right? You are familiar with show running configuration now?
Yes.
You are familiar with the network command under router web? You are familiar with the show IP protocol? Where it shows you different things? Right? Where it shows you what protocol it is routing for? What is the source of the interface of the information? Right? You are aware of that part. Now let's go ahead with this part. Let's say this is a network 10.1 is the IP address for this. Okay, so what is the subnet mask for this? 16. Let's say. What is the subnet mask for this? 16. This is fast Ethernet 0/0, and this is fast Ethernet 0/1. This is 172.16. 17.10.1. Which one? This one.
Yes.
That's 16. Okay. And this is a switch. Here is also a switch. Or you can put a router. And this is what? 172.17.10.2 slash 16. Okay, and what statement have you given here? 172.16. 0.0. Network 172.17.0.0. That's what you have given.
Yes, sir.
That's what you have given. And here you have given 172.17.0.0. In this case, what will it advertise here?
16 and 17.
172.16.0.0.
172.17.0.0.
Okay, fine. Clear. That is what it will advertise. We are clear on that part, right? Okay, and just for explanation purposes, if this was this, what was this 10.1/16? And this was 172.16, I'm sorry, 17.10.1/16. In this case, what will the router show in its routing table when I issue the command? Show IP route. It will say connected. 172.16.
See those words, active into slash D. 172.
We are clear about this?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Okay. Alright. So what have we done? We have borrowed bits
Yes,
and made subnets. Right? So how many bits have we borrowed? 8 bits. Block size of 1. So what are the subnet numbers? 172.16.10.0 and 172.16.20. Or to be making it more clear, can we write it like this also?
Yes, sir.
These are two different subnets.
Yes, sir.
So in this case, if you issue the command show IP route, so what will it show? 16./24 is subnetted. Two subnets. So what will it is going to say? This it is going to say this is subnetted and there are two subnets. What are the subnets? 172 16 dot
10.0. 172.16.11.0.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Now when this is there in this case, right, and let's say that we on this one we have configured 172.16.11.2/24. Now what are we issuing here? What commands are we issuing on R1? Network 172.16.0.0. That's what we issued here. What did we issue here? Network 172.16.0.0. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now in this case, up till now what we have said is that this will send what? R1 will send what? This is what we said, this side. But this is not exactly correct. So we want to correct that part. So what will it be sending? What will it be sending? It will be sending 172.16.10.0. What is it sending? Whatever is configured here as the subnet. It is not sending subnet mask. What is it sending? The subnet. So R, for R, R2, it is left up to R2 how and what it interprets. It is left up to R2 how what it interprets. What is being received, is it a network or is it a subnet or whatever it is. Understand what I am saying? Still some confusion. So what is it sending? 16.10.0. Let's say we had one more interface here. FA 0/2 switch, and this was 172.16.12.0, 12.1 and 2, whatever, right? So what would we send here?
172.16.12.0.
Okay. Will also be sent here.
Yes, sir.
Now for R2, it does not know with where the host portion ends, where the network portion or subnet portion ends, and where the host portion starts. Why? Because there is no subnet mask information going in there. So how does R2 come to know what it has to apply? How does R2 come to know what it has to apply? First of all, is this clear? Is this part clear?
Yes,
What is going to say? Now R2 is going to make an intelligent judgment based on what is configured on one of its interfaces. You remember when we were talking about a packet going from one end to another end of a router? From one side of the router to another side of the router? Right? We had this topology something like this. There is a R1 and there is a switch and there is a PC1 having 10.0.0.1, right? 10.0.0.254, right? And then another switch, and there was 20.0.0.1. What was this? 8. Remember this?
Yes, sir.
So when we had to send from here to here, what did we do? How did we find out whether that one was a remote network?
By hand operation.
And operation of our subnet mask to its IP address.
Yes.
Remember, on the similar lines, what R2 will do, it will do an AND operation with what has been configured on its interface. What has been configured as a subnet mask on its interface with the incoming entry.
Yes.
Alright, so we'll take a couple of cases ahead so that you are clear about it. R1, okay, 172.16.10.1. This is 10.0 network. Okay, this is what? Not 1 in this. For now, I am just making the switch here. This is what? Again a switch to this 172.16.11.0. Fine.
Yes.
What is this?
R2.
172.16.12.0/24. What is this? /24. /24. So where is the 24? On one of the interfaces, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
So what goes here?
11.
172.16.10.0 and
11.0.
goes there. And then if what is configured here? 1/20. Okay.
Yes, sir.
1/24.
Yes, sir.
So this 24 is used to identify where exactly is the network portion and where exactly the host portion. Alright?
Yes, sir.
So with this information, when we do this show IP route on this, okay? With this information, if you do the show IP route on this, what will it show? 172.16.0.0/24 is subnetted. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
3 subnets.
Yes, sir.
172.16.12.0 directly connected,
Yes, sir.
and whatever it is passing in 0/0. Huh?
Yes, sir.
And then 172.16 dot
10.0. 0/0.
via something, via this,
Yes, sir.
on this.
Yes, sir.
That's what it will show.
Yes, sir.
Similarly for
172.16.11.0.
via same thing.
Yes, sir.
That is what it will show.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Now let's take another example so that you are more clear about it. One 72.16.10.1/25, right?
Yes.
172.16.10.65/20.
/25 or 65, yeah.
Sorry.
/26.
Yes, 26. Yes, sir. Yes.
172.16.10.129/26.
Yes, sir.
For this, for what? This one.
Yes, sir.
This one. For this one.
Mm.
So what is this network? 10.0?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
10.64?
Yes,
10.128. Let's put this one as
193.
193
3.
slash 26.
Yes.
This can be 194
/26.
slash 26. Slash 26. Alright.
Yes, sir.
So in this case, what will it interpret? It will say that the network 172.16.0.0/25 is subnetted.
26.
/26.
Alright. Is subnetted
Four.
and 4 subnets.
Yes, sir.
One is directly connected and 3 are. Now, just in case, if I change this, only this, to this. So whatever you get in here, what is, so pay attention first. Okay, let me first go back to this one. So 26.
Yes, sir.
So what were we receiving here? 172.16.10.0. 172.16.
10.64. 128.
That is what we were receiving.
Yes, sir.
And we applied the subnet mask of /26.
Yes.
We said, okay, this is good.
Yes.
So what is this? 26 bits.
Yes, sir.
This is again 26 bits.
Yes.
Good. This is again 26 bits.
Yes.
128 followed by 0.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
These are all fine.
Fine.
Let's say if we, instead of 26, we make it 25 now. So how many bits for the fourth octet? Only 1 bit. So let's see. So how do you get 0? This.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
How do you get 64?
Yes, sir.
Right? How do you get 128? Right? That is how you are getting.
Yes, sir.
And this was working fine when, because 2 bits were borrowed in 26.
Yes, sir.
They all were considered. But now we have reduced this router's interface subnet to 25. That means only 1 bit.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
That means we have to only consider this bit
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
in these,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
So
sir.
what will it say? It will say 172.16.0.0/25 is subnetted. And how many subnets?
Two
Two
subnets.
subnets. Which ones? 0 and 128. Get the point?
Yes, sir.
So that is how it is.
Yes, sir.
Okay? That is how it is. This is clear? So, the correction in the previous part was, and I think Yash, you had asked me the question that yesterday. I am getting confused that this IP address field is what.
Yes.
So that is what I told. I'll explain tomorrow. That was the case where it can have an IP address. What? Remember what what am I talking about? In the RIP packet, what do we have in the RIP packet? AFI
Yes, sir.
value equal to 2
Yes, sir.
followed by all zeros.
Zeros.
AFI of 2 bytes,
Yes, sir.
all zeros of 2 bytes. Then IP address
4 by
4 bytes.
Yes.
Now this IP address can be your a network number
Yes.
or a subnet number,
Yes, sir.
as explained now,
Yes, sir.
or it can be all 32-bit number. Okay, is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
So that is how it is. Anyways, so the thing here you have to remember is, for information to go, right, for it this router to correctly interpret how the network is there. So what is our router to basic making using for making a decision? Its own subnet mask. Its own subnet mask information. And so up till now what was happening? We were using VLSN. What have we used VLSN? Yes. Variable and subnet mask. Haven't you used for assigning the IP address to the interfaces? Now what we were saying till now was RIP version 1 does not support VLSN.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But we need to correct that. It supports VLSN. It does not send subnet mask. It does not send subnet mask, but it is sending the subnet information.
Yes,
Are you see?
yes, yes.
But how does R2 know whether it is a subnet or is a network? How does R2 know whether it is a subnet mask or network? So it has, how does it know? It has to interpret using its own subnet mask. But in case the subnet mask is not consistent, then it cannot interpret it correctly.
Yes, sir.
Just what the example we just saw, right?
Yes, sir.
Instead of the 3 subnets, it is just saying 2. It omitted the 64 and 192. So it is very important that the subnet is properly symmetrical throughout the network. Subnet information is symmetrical throughout the network, otherwise it will not work. That is the clear and clean description about what is the shortcoming of RIP version 1. Right? So again, I would say this is how I am putting it now. Previously, I would just say it does not support, it cannot carry it does not support VLSN or not. It can support VLSN as long as the subnet mask is configured consistently throughout the network. Otherwise, no. Okay, similarly, you can make some topologies of your own to clarify things, where you can have different types of what?
Subnet mask.
Subnet.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Other thing. Let's come to the next thing. This clear? 4 different subnets, right?
Slash 64.
26. My bad. We are not into IPv6. 4 different subnets.
Yes, sir.
What is this? This is 20.0.0.1/8. What is this? 20.1. So what will be? We will be configuring here is network 20 dot. What will this receive? This will receive only. Only. Why? Because this is the boundary of two different networks. Are you clear about this?
Yes, sir.
No. You are not clear about it. I can tell you. Now, why are you saying that it is not going to receive this? You should be saying this, right? But that is not the case. Because let me elaborate here. Previously, what we had was this. So this 172.16.10.0/26, 172.16.10.64/26, 172.16.10.128/26, and this was 172.16.10.192/26 network. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
So this link on R2 was still coming from the same network. Understand? Whereas in this case, what is the case? All these are here on the same router, and this is a different network. Understand?
Yes.
This is the thing. So what is the property of RIP? It automatically summarizes at network boundaries. On the network boundaries. So what has it done? By not sending these, it is automatically summarized on the network boundary. Because see, this is a division, right, of two networks. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is the R1 is dividing the two major networks, is the boundary of two major networks. So when it passes this information that side on the other network, it is going to summarize and send it. What is common here? This part is common, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? How many of you are clear?
Okay.
Clear? Okay. Sure, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead. So you clear about this property of automatic summarization.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So in this case, the summarization will not take place. Agreed?
Yes,
Or
sir.
not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Will not take place.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Will not take place.
Will not take place. For example.
Here will not take place. Because this is the same.
Same.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, right.
Here it would take place.
Yes.
Because
Will take place?
Yes, sir.
Where? Here.
yes,
R2.
it's not.
R2 will take place. That is clear?
Yes, sir.
Not on R1. On the network boundary. Huh? On the network, wherever the network is having a boundary, there summarization will automatically take place. At what? Wherever the network is having the boundary, the network summarization will take place at the network. Network part will get summarized.